Like to check on your first, processing costs per applicant. Second, interviewing costs. Third, cost per hire or per interview. Cost. Through your tracking system, you can compute the following: response time, time to fill, quality of hire. The three basic measures of training area: cost, expense per
basic measure of human capital effectiveness. It's a measure of employee productivity and shows the revenue generated by each full-time employee.